Okay, I already asked this question. I answered the question about my podcast. Okay, so these kind of questions are impossible for me to answer. But I'm going to read it just so I can explain why. So Mina again says, AJ, I need your advice. Which is the best topic, subject to study, I guess, in school? Linguistics or civilization? Well, I don't know. I mean, they're both fine. They're both totally fine. It's just, what are you interested in? What do you love? What are you passionate about? What are you curious about? They both can be interesting. So yeah, yep. Follow the one where you're really going to be excited. The thing is, after you study, you go work usually. And if you get a full-time job, you're working 8 hours a day, 40 hours per week is kind of the normal work week, sometimes more. That's a lot of hours of your life. That's many, many hours of your day. In fact, that's the most hours of your day, probably, doing one thing. So you should like it, okay? You should like it. If you're not going to like it, in fact, I think you should love it. If you're not going to love it and enjoy it and be interested in it and be having a great time doing it, then you're probably doing the wrong thing. That's a lot of hours to be unhappy. That's a lot of hours to be bored. So you have to choose. That's why I cannot answer that question for anybody, because, what I love, you might not love. So you have to decide. Just like, I love being an entrepreneur, but I understand that some people don't. For some people, that's not a good thing. And for some people, it is. But I'm happy to get you excited about it and to think about it and to consider it. But finally, you must decide. You must decide about all these things. Okay, I already read that one. Sorry, keep going. We're just reading through the comments here. Oh, from Thailand. Okay, just saying, good. Just want to say, so hello, I am John Priya from Thailand. I found something interesting here. I started following you. It's an interesting, frank talk. Well, thank you. I'm just, speaking as honestly to you as I can about these topics. I don't know. I'm always confused about why, so many, like in the schools, they just don't talk about these things. And yet they're so important. They're so important. Everybody's asking about my social media, so I'm going to tell you all my social media, okay? So Hayden Van is saying, do you have Facebook? I want to follow you on Facebook. I don't have Twitter. Okay, yes, I have Facebook and I have Instagram. So Facebook, my Facebook is Effortless English. Effortless English together, all together, no space. Effortless English on Facebook. On Instagram, it's Effortless English Club. So Effortless English Club, all together, no spaces. On Instagram, Effortless English Club. So you can follow me on either one. Recently, I just joined Instagram. Just this week, I joined Instagram. So I'm new on Instagram. There are a lot of fake accounts pretending to be me. So be sure to get the right one, Effortless English Club. You'll see recent video. I make videos each day. I do photos. You'll see a couple photos of some bugs, like a caterpillar and a beetle. That's how you know it's my correct one. I talk about the bugs in my podcast. That's why I have the pictures. So on my Instagram, a lot of times I'll try to take pictures of things that I'm talking about in my audio podcast. So like I said, in my audio podcast, it's very casual. So I talk about daily, everyday stuff. And like I talked about bicycles one time, bicycle riding here in Japan. And so I was describing a kind of style of bicycle in Japan that's popular. So then the next day, I took a picture of one of those bikes for Instagram. So if you're listening to my podcast, you know about the topic of bicycles. Then you go to my Instagram and you can see a picture of what I was talking about. So the Instagram connects to the audio podcast often. I like yesterday I did an audio podcast about my nephew. He's collecting bugs, different bugs. And so today I took pictures of his bugs and I put them on my Instagram. So that's kind of a cool way. If you listen to my audio podcast, when you listen to my audio podcast, also follow me on Instagram because you can get some pictures and short videos that connect to the topics. So again, my Instagram is Effortless English Club. Effortless English Club, all three, Effortless English Club on Instagram. Facebook, just Effortless English. Okay. Oh, this is interesting. Okay. Ali Raza. This will be our last comment for today. Sir, I now have my own business. I've also bought many company shares, so investing also. Also work to drop shopping. It's all possible because I can speak English. Oh, thanks a lot for your course. Well, fantastic. Great. Well, Ali, that's great. You're combining my two favorite things, English and being an entrepreneur. So that's really fantastic. I like it when you share your success stories like that. It motivates me because then I know, well, I'm helping people and this is good. And it makes me want to keep doing the shows and keep doing the podcast and lessons and all of that. So that's a great success story. So because of English, he has his own business. Obviously, he's using English in his business. He's been investing, so buying shares of stock with his extra money, making even more money from that, being more financially free. And apparently English has helped him do that also. So fantastic, and that's one thing. If you are kind of an entrepreneur type of person, English can help a lot because it can help you have a more international business, even if it's a small business or one person, even if you're just selling things on eBay, which I talked about in one of my recent shows. That's a great way to start. Just selling stuff on eBay. If you can write English and speak English, then you can sell internationally whatever you're selling on eBay. That's much better than just your own country. That's the whole world. So English can open up the world for you. And that's part of dreaming big and thinking of those big goals. So you get that high energy and that enthusiasm. Remember the fuel, the gasoline. That comes from you feeding your motivation, feeding your positive energy, feeding your enthusiasm. I'm going to talk more about this week in the shows that are coming. I just want to say thank you for joining me today.